Okay.
Okay. Two okays mean welcome aboard, everybody.
Well, you can't say that yet. We're
No,
not,
it's not.
we have to wait.
It's only 59, but nice to see Danny Fuller in the chat room. James Caprion, post 1958, 59,
Rotorius.
60. Rotorius is here.
We saw Malpal here.
Malpal was here, but he escaped.
I think we're live, Leonard. So
And I think we're live. Okay, good morning, everybody. James Caprion, welcome aboard to you. And is it it's still 59, so I'm not going to say the magic words yet, but we're excited to do this. The sound is good.
Okay, so check it out.
And away we go. Yeah, today is the...
Elly Day.
Is Elly Day in the chat room, but we'll get to that in a second. Welcome aboard, everybody, on a lovely Sunday morning. It is The Lady and the Legend, the show that Sirius Radio didn't want, so we bring it here, and we're doing better than ever before. So nice to see you this morning. And
you know what?
What?
Well, I'd like to wait for King Turd because he's a big fan of Elly, but I can't wait that long to talk about him because Elly is...
Well, Elly made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen yesterday, but we'll get to that. But before we talk about Elly...
Yeah, let's wait for King Turd.
All right, let's wait for King Turd. But what I want to talk about is the All-Star game.
There he is. He's here.
And there he is, King Turd.
You want to talk about... Okay.
Let's talk about the All-Star games. You got baseball, you got football, you got basketball, you got hockey, if there's any other All-Star game you want to include. But what do you think of the All-Star game? Now, the surroundings to the All-Star game are pretty good for baseball.
Oh, yes.
You got a lot of trade talk, you got a lot of that kind of stuff. Good morning, Big Al.
Plus, you know, one of the greatest things is that the ball players go there and they're all good friends when they go there. Like, they all hang out with each other. A lot of them grew up together, went up through the stages together. And,
all right.
Okay, so, but the All-Star game in baseball, to be honest, do you want to know the truth?
Yes, do I want to know the truth?
Seriously, I think I should lie right now.
No, look, the truth is whatever
we don't even watch the All-Star game, dude.
You're not going to surprise anybody, but I think the best All-Star game, now... As you said to me this morning, the games are not competitive. That's not what...
I don't... You asked me which of the sports I like the best for the All-Star game, but the truth is I don't know a lot about the other leagues except for the fact I thought that some of them weren't competitive. Like, the actual All-Star game is not really competitive.
Yeah, Rotorius has an idea. They should play over 30 against under 30. Now, I like that. That would be a good one. Good morning to Tito and Gio Luna.
Yeah, so wait.
That would be pretty cool to have some kind of a thing behind it. And I like the All-Star game with some kind of a title behind it. Over and under 30. I think that's pretty cool.
That would just be... I don't know why you would...
It would make it very interesting. Guess Joey Meneses, who may still have a chance to make the All-Star game.
Yesterday was Joey Meneses' day.
Now
and I did it for Boston Paul because Meneses doubled his home runs in one day. And now... all right. Yeah, so we will give Meneses some love, but this is not the day for him.
No.
Let's talk about Elly.
Wait, the game that I like the most is basketball.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you why. Now, football, forget it. Nobody wants to get hurt. It's all about, I think the All-Star games are all about entertaining without getting anybody hurt. Football is horrible. Okay? Baseball could be entertaining if they lightened it up a little bit. They don't make it for the playoffs or for anybody's record.
Well, they don't anymore, right?
But I like basketball the best because defense doesn't exist. So you allow these basketball players to make moves, the alley-oops and the plays like that they wouldn't necessarily make in a regular game. Good morning to Star Dog.
That's
nice
something I like to hear. That's a good take.
So they make all kinds of crazy moves in the NBA All-Star game. It's not about who wins. Good morning to Star Dog.
It's about, showing off, really.
It's about showing off.
Okay.
And some of the things you can do in the All-Star game, you just cannot do in in a regular season.
Okay,
game.
so so yesterday, well, let me start this with the Elly thing. I was waiting for King Turd because King Turd is Elly's biggest fan, okay? I guarantee he's got multiple shares of this guy. And a lot of people in the chat room, I'm sure, don't have any shares of Elly. And so it's very exciting.
I do.
I
drafted Elly.
All right, so
I drafted Elly De La Cruz. Okay? Doesn't matter where I am in the standings. It only matters that I drafted Elly De La Cruz. Go.
Okay, so what he did yesterday is every baseball fan. It's great for the game. This guy stole freaking 3 bases. He stole home. He came all the way around the bases on one batter. It was this poor pitcher that just couldn't escape it.
He
was like
steal of home that really made me a believer because he did things anybody could steal home the way he did it. But people just don't take advantage. And the pitcher was on the mound. The pitcher turned his back to get to the rubber, concentrating. In the meantime, Elly is heading home. And what he did, any player could do it. Any player could do what he did.
It takes aggression. It takes balls, cojones.
Not cojones. You and your cojones. What's a cojone?
It's a ball.
What's a cojone? We're having spaghetti and cojones tonight? Cojone.
Okay, let me just tell you how much fun baseball is when Elly's in it.
You really think you're cool by saying cojone?
I don't know. It's just, I think it's a habit.
Yeah,
it just comes out.
All right.
Vada was doing an interview that we were shared with at this chat room.
Jeff Trell is here. Good morning. Go ahead.
By King Turd. He shared this video of Votto last week in a press conference after the game. And Votto, it was a great interview. Votto could not speak more highly of the team of guys that's around him and how much fun it is on this team that's aggressive. He used the word aggressive. It's like this young, aggressive, exciting, fun feeling going on right there for the Reds. I wore my Cincinnati Reds shirt yesterday.
It's almost that they have nothing to lose. But what he did, stealing home, if you get a chance to watch it, is something that any player could do. It's not because he's so fast. It's because he's so aware of Major League Baseball and how to play the game. And that's what I give him credit for. He became the first Reds player since 1919, by the way, to steal second, third, and home in the same inning. Electrifying. Unholy Toledo was at that game, and he's still wondering what the hell happened. But in that game, he's the only Major League player in the last 50 years to steal second, third, and home with the same batter at the plate. He's the first Cincinnati Red to steal second,
Greasy
third.
Neal did
Greasy Neal.
His name was Greasy.
In 1919.
Greasy's funny.
Yeah, what?
Because Greasy would make you really smooth and slick, like you could, slide easily and steal bases all over the place. His name was Greasy.
But he was the second player, not the first, in at least the expansion era. That goes back till 60, 61.
I know when it was, okay? 1969, Rod Carew.
Rod Carew stole 3 bases in a single plate appearance.
And it had Harmon Killebrew in the game, too.
Yeah,
and
Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah.
Right? All right, there you go. So it's been pretty good. Yesterday was a big day. To have De La Cruz do what he did, sparking baseball, and then what do you think of the split no-hitter? Now, Detroit, Manning didn't realize he was throwing a no-hitter. Listen to this. He didn't realize he was throwing a no-hitter until he came out of the game. It's the first combined no-hitter in Tigers history. What do you think about the I
think it's ridiculous that they even pulled him out of the game when he had a no-hitter going.
That's not the question.
Well,
the question is...
That's why it never happens, because it's just rude. This poor guy, yes, I know he didn't know he had...
It's rude?
It's rude to take a pitcher out when he has a no-hitter
going. You know what?
It's rude. I'm sorry. These guys, this is their job, and you have a no-hitter going, and you're going to replace me with two other pitchers.
Come on,
Good for
it's
you.
like Yuri Perez.
No, it's not like that.
Some people think, keep him up. Don't worry about his arm. Go for the win. Okay? That's like saying, don't go home to watch your wife give birth when you got your team playing a very important game.
All right.
So there are certain things in baseball that are just kind of weird.
You're forcing me to look up the stats to see how many pitches he threw yesterday. Matt Manning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In Major League Baseball, there's not a game that goes by that a pitcher doesn't give up a hit in an inning or two. A relief pitcher or a starting pitcher. So seeing the split no-hitter and, one pitcher pitch one inning, another pitcher pitches another inning, that is nothing.
He threw 91 pitches.
I don't give a crap.
In 6 2/3, I don't care if you can't look. 91 pitches. Isn't there a compromise between how bad they do this? I mean, it's 100 pitches.
Chris Gallo was here.
If you can't throw 100 pitches, you're a useless pitcher, dude.
You think so, right?
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I have a hard time just even dealing with the fact that they pulled him out.
With being excited over pitchers going 1 inning or 2 innings or whatever it is, relief pitcher, I think it's nothing. You see that every single day.
Well, it's rude.
You see it.
That's it. Let's move on.
Who do you like for the the American League MVP? Of course, it's Shohei Ohtani, and it may be an MVP on a last place team. Now, I know you don't know this, but there were MVPs. Ernie Banks was on the a last place team. He was an MVP. But what about in the National League? Mookie Betts or Rafael or Acuna, MVP. 25 homers before the All-Star break. It's happened not just 9 times in the history of the Dodgers. Betts became the 9th with a second home run the other day.
So these two are on pace for 50 homers each? These two, Betts and Acuna?
Well, they're on pace, for around 45, 50 homers,
And they steal bases, too, these guys.
But who's the MVP?
You can't choose one.
Well, if you had...
One of them's going to have the stamina to make it through the rest of the season without getting hurt, and the other one is going to fall off the cliff
That's not even close to an answer.
Well, you can't choose yet who the MVP is.
Does it come out to whose team wins the division?
No, it doesn't. So it comes down to who's the most valuable player. That's what the award is.
It's going to come down to which team wins. Look.
I get what you're saying.
You can't have better stats than Acuna right now. You just can't.
Well, Betts seems to be doing it.
Not in stolen bases and home runs and everything else. You can't do it.
I don't know. Betts is hitting all kinds of leadoff home runs and stuff right now. He's having a great...
Jeremy George is here. Good morning, Jeremy.
Okay,
George.
Let's move on.
Yes.
The next thing on the list.
Okay. By the way, Drew Rasmussen set to undergo internal brace surgery ending his 2023 season. The second thing is Carmine Mlodzinski will make a start today against Arizona, his first career start. He appeared in 9 games, has an ERA of 2.60. He's a former 2020 pick. So let's see if that goes. And then what about Bryce Harper, Andy?
Well, he exited the game for a second, but this tough guy, he wasn't hurt. He's okay. They did some x-rays on him, and he'll be back. They had a scare because, he had Tommy John surgery on his elbow, and he's back, and he's barely going to be able to start playing first base soon. And it was scary because he got hit in his elbow or he tweaked it or something.
It's interesting. So we'll see what happens there. The Dodgers, by the way, beat the slumping Angels 10-5. The Dodgers have won the last 10 meetings with the Angels going back to August of 2010. And they won it 60-17.
Yeah, well, right. So basically, the Dodgers always kick the Angels' asses in these freeway series.
Yeah, but still, Mookie Betts, one of the 2 players to hit 10 leadoff home runs before the All-Star game. Bobby Bonds did it, and Mookie Betts campaigning for an MVP year.
All right. Julio Urias, he's coming back. First game after the break, Friday versus the Mets. Let me bring up the Mets and the Padres for a second.
All right.
I know we're going to talk about them in the game recaps, but this is a great matchup right now because neither of these two teams wants to be the worst of the overspenders. You know what I mean?
That's right, and they're playing each other. And who do you think is going to... All right, I asked you this yesterday, but you didn't really get it. Who's going to finish with a better record overall, the Mets or the Padres? Who do you think?
I'm going to choose the I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. But the Padres do have some hope with this kid.
But if I ask you a question, your opinion, who's going to finish with a better record, and you say, I don't know?
Well, I'm not going to make
nobody
a projection.
knows.
Well, then you say who you think, fool.
I think the Padres will.
Have a better record than the Mets?
Yes, I think the Mets...
You live in New York, hello?
That's the reason, because the Mets are getting clobbered. Now, Atlanta won their Major League leading 60th game. Only Tampa has won more than 53 games. And Atlanta, I don't remember the last time I've seen a team as dominant as Atlanta.
Yeah, man.
They have won what?
27 of their last 31 games.
27 of their last 31 games.
That's really very good.
Yep.
Okay.
You think so, huh?
Go ahead. Tim Anderson and DJ LeMahieu.
Oh, man. Are they the same person? They are terrific players who help our fantasy teams, but this year... they were 1 and 2 in batting average over a span 2 years long, starting in 2019.
And they both hit in the 220s now.
Terrible. Two guys doing exactly the same thing.
So Tyler Glass now has cramping, okay? Yeah. This is something that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
But they say that he's had these cramps. It's not in his pitching hand. He's had these cramps before in his career, and... there's nothing to worry about here, basically, is what they're throwing out.
Okay, so still...
and they say he should be able to make his next start coming up right out of the All-Star break. He's a good pitcher when he's healthy, but who could even sit here with any kind of confidence and say that we're pretty sure that he's going to be healthy?
And you talk about teams with money and teams with good management. I'll tell you what, the Athletics... traded the current National League home run and RBI leader in Matt Olson and a top 3 catcher in baseball in Murphy. They traded him to Atlanta in separate deals for Esteury Ruiz, not bad.
Okay, yeah.
Kyle Muller, Roy Salinas. You got these names? Write them down. Freddie Tarnack.
Do not etch these in your kitchen table.
No, don't put them in your kitchen table. Christian Pache, Shea Langoliers, Ryan Kuznick, and Joey S. Are you kidding me? That is horrible. To get Olsen and Murphy. That is crazy.
So we have a lot of replacements in this year All-Star game, right? There's like more replacements than
the All-Star game has to make a change.
Why?
Because
what kind of change is going to prevent this?
You said it. There could be nearly as many replacements as All-Star elections and selections at the time Tuesday rolls around.
Yeah, there's a whole list of them. I think that we'll touch on some of them as we go through this.
So somehow the All-Star game has to make a change. And to say over...
here we go. We got Kodai Senga replacing...
Hold it. Make it... I love... Who came up with that idea? Over 30 against under 30.
I don't know, but it seems like it's
what happened
discriminating.
To the chat room? Chris Gallo, James Caprion, Jeremy George, Stardog, and that's it?
I don't know.
Joey Meneses is here, and that's it?
Boston Paul is here.
That's pretty bad. All right, so Pablo Lopez replaces Kevin Gausman. And then who else? Alex Cobb named to the All-Season. The 12th. This is the first All-Star selection for Alex Cobb. And who else were you talking about?
Kodai Senga is going to replace Marcus Stroman. We talked about Bryce Elder being replaced yesterday, but right. Craig Kimbrell's replacing Devin Williams. Corbin Burns will replace Spencer Strider. Yeah, there's just a list of them, okay?
It's just not good, I'll tell you what. And last night, Shohei Ohtani recorded his 100th hit of the season. Shohei Ohtani has 3 seasons with 100 hits and 100 pitching strikeouts in his career.
Yeah.
Okay? And, of course, the Tigers, not just did they pitch that no-hitter, here's the Tigers for you.
Yeah.
Runs allowed the last 4 games. 12 runs, no runs, 12 runs, and then a combined no-hitter with no runs.
That's really
Crazy.
not normal, dude.
That's crazy.
I know. I don't.
They're the second team in Major League Baseball history to allow at least a dozen runs in one game and then no-hit the same team in the very next game. The other team was, I believe, Baltimore did it at some point. But
Before 1900.
Yeah, just...
So Corbin Carroll's back. We got a little scare with his injuries last week, but he's the first rookie in MLB history with 15 homers and 25 stolen bases before the All-Star break. Did you hear that?
Yeah. He's a good
Before
player.
the All-Star break, 15-25 is what he's rolling right
But
now.
what about, everybody, especially Francisco Lindor, he's saying that he should... Instead of him making the All-Star team, he thinks Brandon Nimmo should get it. What do you think about Brandon Nimmo?
Well,
He's not a great fantasy guy. That's what takes him down.
First of all, he is. He's a perfectly fine fantasy guy. He's got 90 hits. These are among center fielders. He's first among center fielder in hits. He's second in home runs, second in OBP, second in OPS, and second in average. So he
should make the All-Star team.
Yeah, and
based on
Lindor
that.
thinks he should too because, Lindor's...
Well, Lindor is 4th in Major League Baseball in F4 among position players. There's no question that he is earning his money. He's leading the charge along with Alvarez, handling his All-Star snub with class. Yeah. Lindor is now tied for 11th in Major League Baseball, 3.3 F4, tied for 6th in the National League. And it's laughable that Orlando Arcia and Geraldo Perdomo are shortstops over Francisco Lindor. Laughable.
Well, go ahead and laugh. Lindor's fine with it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Yesterday, Stanton, did he hit 2 home runs yesterday?
He hit 2 bombs.
Yeah. He hits bombs hard more than anybody else. He had his 13th homer with an exit velocity of 118 or more miles per hour.
Yep.
Okay, nobody else in baseball has more than 5 of those. And nobody other than Judge has even more than 1 of those, okay? That's unbelievable.
In fact,
he hits the ball hella hard.
He's had 13 such home runs. All others combined, 13. And don't forget, Carrasco pitched the other day, but I'm not saying pick him up. He went through 8 innings this time. For the 4th time this season, a Mets starter has gone 8 innings, and not good. So, but here's a question for you. All right?
Yeah.
And I'll ask the chat room, who's ever in the chat room.
I don't know what happened to the chat room. Everybody left. Like, did something happen?
I think I said something wrong. Okay.
Maybe it's probably me, Leonard.
How old, let me ask the chat room. You ready?
Yes.
How old is Hanley Ramirez? Let's see if anybody gets it. How old, and don't you guess it because you see the number. And then we'll go to the games, okay? But how old is Hanley Ramirez?
Well, I know the answer, so I can't.
You know the chat room? How old is Hanley Ramirez? He's been out of baseball for a number of years, but how old is Hanley Ramirez? Let's see if anybody has the answer.
Tito Luna says 35. Rotorius says 40. 33, and Gallo says 53.
All right,
now, I mean, we would know. Well, maybe he could be 53. He's not in baseball anymore, so... But he's not. He's only actually 39, okay? So post 1958 was the closest, but Rotorius said 40. Anyway, he's 39.
He is 39 years old. Don't you think he's still in his 30s? That's... Lenny said anybody could steal home. No, I don't mean anybody could steal home. I'm saying if you see how he did it, when he's on third base... The catcher, the pitcher, nobody's thinking he's just going to run home. And he did. Other players have had plenty of chances to sneak home on that kind of situation, and they haven't done it. Hanley Ramirez is 39 years old.
Okay, I have an announcement to make. It's not a very full chat room, but to those of you listening on demand too, I hope that maybe I'll come on your podcast tomorrow and say it because there's many more. But I had to make a couple rosters illegal this week in the mixed leagues. Well, so we have 4 leagues, right? And you have to look out for yourself to make sure that you don't have too many reserves. You know the rule settings and stuff. And a while back, I had to make somebody's roster illegal because they were over in their limits. And once I did that, now I have to make everybody's roster illegal that is over the limit. So it sucks to have to do it. Like today, I had to, for this entire week, I had to make a roster illegal that for a guy that's in first place.
Right.
And it's horrible to have to do, right? I always try to move these guys around to make the rosters legal, like move people to the injured list and get them situated because they're not really technically over. They just have their players in spots where they're not efficient there, okay? Anyway, it sucks to have to do it, but this is it. I have to do it. So just, you guys got to look out for yourselves and check your rosters, right, Leonard?
All right, Post is correct. Post 1958 points out something. There are many more than 7 or 8 people in the chat room because about 15 people answered the Hanley Ramirez. I mean, we don't see Danny Fuller. We don't see Post.
Okay.
We don't see Leonard Donaldson. We don't see Jeff Trella. We don't see...
All right, so let's just
people.
ignore it and just know that people are with us then.
Okay, so the chat...
But what do you have to say about...
You have to find out what's wrong with the chat room.
Yes, Leonard, but I can't do it right now.
Can't do it
I'm
right
trying
now.
to tell you what I have to go through every week as the commissioner of leagues.
Okay, and you're the commissioner of our relationship too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I also have to take care of your teams because you don't know how to work fan tracks.
Okay, what about the Cubs and the Yankees? Let's start off with the games.
Can you stick up for me here about having to make these rosters illegal?
Listen,
it's not cool to have to do it.
It's not cool at all, but if you want a league just willy-nilly random, that's fine, but that's not what this is. Andrea does a big job. It's a lot of effort. It's not work, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. But come on, everybody.
So,
if you're going to play the game.
Yes. And just know that whoever's trying to catch you in the league is going to tell on you. That's what I've learned.
All right.
Nobody's going to let you slide especially if you're at the top of the standings.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the guy that's trying to chase you right now to take over your spot is absolutely going to tell on you.
All right, let's go to the games. Ready? Cubs
Yes, I'm ready.
The Cubs and the Yankees. Stanton hit a mammoth homer in the first inning, then handed a 2-run homer in the 5th, and the Yankees beat the Cubs 6-3.
The Yankees, now they're 14-16 since they lost Aaron Judge, okay?
Josh Donaldson hit his 10th homer, so Donaldson is hitting home runs.
But he doesn't get any other hits.
But that's it. Harrison Bader hit a 2-run double. He's turned out to be pretty good. The Yankees improved to 14-16 since losing Aaron Judge to a torn ligament.
Michael King got a 6th save. And Drew Smiley, 4 runs, 6 hits in 4 innings. He has not pitched beyond the 4th inning for 3 straight starts.
Yeah. And, of course, Smiley allowed 4 runs, 6 hits, but facing the Yankees for the first time, he did not pitch beyond the 4th. He just doesn't... I know you just said it, but it's amazing because I like Drew Smiley a lot.
Why isn't he pitching past the 4th inning?
I don't know, but the 3 Tigers combined on a no-hitter against Toronto, 2-0. First combined no-hitter in Tigers history. Matt Manning,
yes,
6 2/3. Jason Foley got 4 straight outs, and then Alec Lang came on, struck out Bo Bichette
on 3 pitches,
and that was that. Go ahead, Kevin Gausman pitched.
Manning should not have been pulled out of that game. That's rude. Kevin Gausman, 2 runs in the first inning. And Riley Green is back, everybody. Riley Green, okay? Whoop-de-doo for me. I got Rodon back and Riley Green.
That's phenomenal.
But he got a single in his first at-bats, and then he scored. So he's back in the game.
So the Tigers activated Green. They activated a right-hander, Bo Brisky, from the injured list.
Jonathan Scope.
Yeah, so they optioned Alex Faedo. Jonathan Scope is done.
Yeah, they designated him for assignment.
They're going to try to find another team to take him.
I bet between me and you, we probably own him in every league, one of us.
I've owned Jonathan Scope many times, many years. Okay? Baltimore and Minnesota, go.
All right, Baltimore got all this offense in the second inning. Tyler Wells threw 6 solid innings, and the Orioles beat the Twins. Adam Frazier, 2 RBIs, but he's not. Is he fantasy relevant to anybody? Well, Donovan Solano hit 3 doubles. That was good.
He had 3 doubles.
But the Twins, they did not score the runners. They finished 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And in the past 2 games, they're 1 for 17 with runners in scoring position.
And Tyler Wells, 6 hits, struck out 4 in 8 straight starts without allowing more than 2 earned runs. So pick up Tyler Wells if you haven't already. I'll repeat that.
He's gone at least 5 innings in his first 18 starts.
Yes, and that's right. And 8 straight starts without allowing more than 2 earned runs.
This guy's great. Wells.
I'd rather have him over Sonny Gray.
Well,
he had a winless streak extend to 12 starts. Oh. He doesn't win.
No.
I'd rather have Tyler Wells.
And this one was the worst one of his season, dude, yesterday.
Oh, really?
He gave up a season-high 6 earned runs and 6 hits. All of them came in the second inning when the first 7 Baltimore batters reached base. So everything happened in the second inning of this game. But Wells, I'm telling you, this guy can throw hard as heck, okay? He's already surpassed 100 strikeouts.
103 strikeouts.
Yes. And
first, he's the 3rd Oriole pitcher to reach triple digits before the All-Star game. Dylan Bundy and Jason Hamill both did that in the past.
Cedric Mullins given the day off, and Hayes, he returned to the lineup. He had a contusion, but Kyle Gibson and Joe Ryan go today.
And Pablo Lopez added to the All-Star team.
Yes.
How about that one?
Miles Mikolas, he pitched 7 efficient innings. Jordan Walker homered, and the Cardinals beat the White Sox 3-0. Mikolas, I think Boston Paul was just talking about dropping him. He allowed 4 hits. They were all singles. It was his first win since May 30th. He struck out 6, and he didn't walk anybody, but he needed 4. He 95 pitches, 71 of them were strikes.
And by the way,
he wasn't good going into this game. In his previous 6 starts, he was 0-4 with a 6 ERA.
6 ERA. And Gallegos. You don't want to talk about Gallegos, right?
No, I don't. And I don't.
Jordan Hicks finished the 7-hitter for 7th.
I don't think I want to talk about him either.
And Jordan Walker hit a solo drive in the 9th, his 8th homer. Paul DeJong singled. Brendan Donovan added a run-scoring ground out, but I'll tell you what.
Touki Toussaint, do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember him. He's pitching again.
Yes, he was. He was claimed off waivers from Cleveland, and he made his 2nd start yesterday, allowed 5 hits, but they were all singles. He pitched through 5 innings. He struck out 5. He walked 1, and that's a pretty good claim for the Cleveland team to do.
And the White Sox are 10-18 in their last 28 games.
So DeJong stinks again. You were touting DeJong
I
like crazy.
him at the beginning of the year.
You know he hits below the Mendoza line every year, right?
He's batting 172 in July in 9 July games.
But if you have this guy, are you really that surprised that he's batting 172?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
He's a 230 hitter.
There's a big difference.
Jordan Montgomery got hurt when he slipped on the mound, and there's no update on Montgomery. No, not a big update on Wilson Contreras, who had a dental procedure, and Tyler O'Neill with a back strain is still in rehab. And by the way, all you people who have managed to stay in our chat room is not working. We get all your messages. But I can't, we have an active user section is what I look at. But thank you for keep asking the questions. We're following you through that, and we'll have this chat room fixed. There's probably 15 to 20 in the chat room, and very few are showing up. Only Christian Cambridge, Chris Gallo, Jeremy George, Stardog. The rest of you guys, I don't know what's going on. Andy, you got to take care of it. Okay, go.
I was in the chat room doing stuff, so.
Oh, Michael Kopech. Michael, shoulder inflammation. Liam Hendricks. Mike Clevenger. Each through a bullpen. Now, Kopech is expected to return right after the All-Star
But it didn't
game.
say any time for the other ones to return, which is not a good sign. But Tyler O'Neill is coming back, finally. I have him just sitting on the injury spot.
Okay.
He went 1 for 2 with a walk in his third rehab appearance for AAA, okay? So that means that he is... How many rehab appearances does this guy need? He already had 3.
He has plenty.
So he's coming back.
Okay.
That's it for that, okay? Steven Matz goes against Giolito tonight.
Colorado, San Francisco.
Conforto's hitting home runs.
Colorado,
right?
Michael Conforto and Austin Slater hit 2-run homers. San Francisco beats Colorado. How about that one? Alex Wood tossed 5 scoreless innings in relief, earned his first home win, and Camilo Doval got his 26th save.
Yeah, now the series is tied, okay, and the Giants have won 12 of their last 13 games against the Rockies. So and Alex Wood came in after the opener.
Yeah.
He pitched. It was great, too. He pitched 5 scoreless innings in relief, and you love these relievers that are actually starters, right? Because they don't have to go 5 innings, but they are. It looks great to have an opener come in, and then a guy like Alex Wood, right? He got his first home win of the season, 3 hits, 1 walk, struck out 3, and he came in after the opener. I like it.
C.J. Cron playing well, gave the Rockies an early lead with an RBI single, and then Conforto countered with an opposite field home run. And you got this kid Connor Seabold, lost his 4th straight. Do not touch him. He's not fantasy relevant.
Well, he only pitched 3 1/3.
Doesn't matter. Alex Cobb was named to the All-Star team, like we said.
Kyle Freeland goes against... So Kyle Freeland is trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, and he has to go up against my boy Logan Webb, which is no good for him. So you can bet that San Francisco, I would put money on this game today, for sure.
Nice to see Triple Play sneaking back into the chat room.
All right, forget it.
Pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Just leave it the way it is.
The Nationals and the
Let's
Rangers.
tell Boston Paul, guest, which we don't see there anymore, but we can assume he's there.
Oh, he's there.
All right, Mr. Meneses, he hit, and Heimer Candelario, they hit back-to-back home runs.
Joey Meneses hit another home run?
Yes, but...
What's going on? If Boston Paul, what did he say? How many home runs did he say?
Here's the thing about Joey Meneses.
How many did he say?
I don't know, 25 or something.
25, okay.
30. I don't know how many he said, but it was based on what he did last year, which he's not a youngster. He's still a rookie, but he's not a youngster, kind of. Anyway, he did show a tremendous amount of power last year, and the fact that he's hitting home runs now, it could be a sign that he's about to take off in the power department.
He's nothing. Washington snapped the 5-game skid, 8-3 over Texas.
Alex Call hit a home run, though.
Josh Jung.
No, you have to say... Woo. No, let me tell you. We learned his name, how to say it right.
Who?
Josh Young is his name.
Oh, Josh Young.
We've been saying it wrong
I didn't know
forever.
That. He homered twice. Texas has lost 7 of its last 10. Young is the starting third baseman. He leads all Major League rookies with 19 home runs. And what about Meneses?
Dude, he's holding this team together right now.
What about Meneses?
No, I want to talk about Josh Young for a second.
All right, go ahead.
This Texas team, what was said after was this idea that when DeGrom isn't coming back now, that the Texas Rangers are going to lose their stuff.
Yes.
And they might, but right now they're still leading the American League West. Although... it's coming closer, but you see this team, and they're actually doing pretty good still. You could kind of see the ropes unraveling a little bit on it. But Josh Young is excellent, fun to watch. I think he's really the glue that's holding this offense together right now.
That's absolutely that. And Meneses,
I know Meneses, but
Third time in 2 days after going 2 months without a home run.
Yeah.
So come on there, Boston Paul. You can speak up now. Now's your turn. He had 2 home runs in his first 80 games. He had 13 in 56 games as a rookie last year.
Haney, 8 runs, 7 earned, 3 innings. It was Haney's career high in runs allowed.
Yep.
And tonight you get to see Dane Dunning, who's another unsung hero really on this team. He's actually doing good. He's 8-1 with a 2.61 ERA. Dane Dunning,
now,
8-1.
Next week we got plenty of stuff every day. The All-Star Game is not going to hamper us. As a matter of fact, we may have our best programming Monday through Friday of next week.
SM King Turd says that Josh Young has a profile that could slump really hard. We have not looked. I have to admit I haven't looked into it, but I believe him when he says it.
We shall see. He was good in the spring too. So let's see. By the way, to Jeremy Gibbs,
tell us what's in his profile that shows that. So
Jeremy Gibbs in the chat room. We have a lot of people who are in the chat room, but they're not showing up in the chat room. They're showing up in the chat.
Everybody's
feature.
involved, so let's keep going.
I'm just telling Jeremy Gibbs so he doesn't think we're losing
Jay
people.
Gibbs, that sucks you woke up late because we already talked about the Cardinals.
All right, go ahead. Reds and the Brewers, Elly De La Cruz.
All right, we told you all of this statistics about Elly De La Cruz. I would say above everything, it's just so exciting to watch.
Should he be, if Elly De La Cruz does not make the All-Star team, baseball is got something very wrong. Every Major League Baseball fan wants to say, I don't recall another time I could say every fan wants to see this guy in the All-Star game. I don't recall any time.
Oh, really?
Every fan wants to see Elly De La Cruz. Somehow, if you can get Perdomo in the game, you can get Elly Cruz. Get Elly Cruz in the All-Star game. Baseball needs it. Without it, you're going to piss off a lot of people.
Oh, well, I don't know how pissed off people are going to be, but he is great fun to watch, and it just brings a smile to your face when you listen to the announcers calling what he's doing, and they're just like, unbelievable. I mean, this is just unheard of. They're just surprised as could be.
I did a better job when I was announcing the Long Island Ducks.
It wasn't that. It was the Staten Island Yankees.
Oh, Staten Island Yankees. Yes. That's what it was. Anyway, the Reds were 27-33 when De La Cruz was promoted from the minors, and now they're 23-7. So how do you not say he's an all-star? He's stolen 16 bases in 30 games. He's batting .328. Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me.
To back up what King Turd said about Josh Young is that he's prone to striking out and he doesn't take very many walks. He's improved this year, but he could, he's young, so he's probably going to hit some rocky roads. But
Willie Adames homered twice for the Brewers, a solo shot in the first and a 2-run blast. His team leading 16th.
Hey, Tito Luna, Alexis Diaz.
Yeah.
Alexis Diaz, 26 save and 27 chances.
Wow. How about Corbin Burns, named an all-star for the third year, replacing... You can't have all-star games like this. You got to change the format, and I love the over 30 against under 30. I love that.
Is that discriminating? Who do you think's going to win? The over 30, over the under?
I'd rather see males against females.
First of all, most players aren't most players under 30?
It doesn't matter. That's what you do.
You have the old guys out there?
There's plenty of that. They're not old. They're not.
In baseball, you're kind of old when you hit 30.
Yeah, but that's all the more reason why they'll want to win. Okay?
And they're good because they have lots of experience, right? So they have the head on their shoulders.
They're just good players.
They're not so,
would you rather have Gavin Williams, who struck out 7 in 5 2/3, gets his first win?
No, I wouldn't.
Would you rather have him?
Or the Bo and Naylor.
Yeah,
Bo and Josh Naylor.
Remember, we saw the Naylors in the Arizona Fall. We loved them both. They had, I'm telling you, the Cleveland collected a season high 18 hits. They took over first place from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Josh Naylor, 32 RBIs in his last 32 games, and Bo Naylor broke out of a 1-for-19 slump.
And now the Cleveland team is now sitting atop 500 for the first time since April 19th, and they took the number one place in the standings away. So it's crazy, this American League Central. Josh Bell went 3 for 3 with 2 walks and 2 RBIs. You love Ahmed Rosario. He had 3 hits just in the third inning.
I don't know. Are the Angels off today?
No, not in the third inning. Are the Angels off today?
Yeah.
No, that's not possible.
It's not, but somebody says that they are off.
You know what? When I was reading the up next things,
yeah,
I did notice that one of the games was missing the pitchers that were supposed to go today.
Oh, really? Well, let's just check and see if the Angels are off. Today's Sunday. Are the Angels playing today? Rangers?
No, I don't think they are.
Angels are not.
I really think they're not, because
Holy macaroni!
So why are they off today? What's this about?
I don't know. What, the Angels are off? There's another team that's off too, but I can't figure out.
Well, yeah, it has to be.
That's bad.
It's whoever they're playing right now. The Angels are whoever they're playing right now.
Well, they were playing the Dodgers, okay?
Then they get the day off too.
I don't know, but all I know is Elly De La Cruz has to be on the All-Star team, and wow.
Bobby Witt Jr. with 3 for 5. He hit a homer, and he got an RBI, a triple, and a stolen base. The freaking Royals are Bobby Witt, or Bobby Witt is the Royals.
And Brady Singer, 5 innings. He's 2-4 with a 7.5 ERA on the road. You gotta stay. Now, do you have Brady Singer at all?
No.
Right.
I don't think I do.
You gotta stay away from him, especially on the road. Oakland against Boston. Jaron Duran and Alex Verdugo each had a 2-run homer. Yoshida had his 6th consecutive multi-hit game. This guy's a good one. Boston beat Oakland 10-3.
Yeah, the Red Sox have won 7 of their last 8 games, and Yoshida's on a streak that matches the MLB's longest this season. So Oakland has, they have the worst record in the major leagues.
Of course,
blah, blah,
we know
blah.
that. Brandon Walter.
Their ERA for pitchers is 6.02.
Brandon Walter, final 3 innings for his first save. Verdugo homered over the pesky pole. Do you know what the pesky pole is?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's where you can't see if you sit behind it.
What's the name of the player responsible for the pesky pole?
Johnny Pesky?
Well, his name is Pesky.
What's his first name?
I forgot.
I know, me too.
I got myself on that one. I forget it. And
I forget his name too. What's Pesky's first name in the chat room?
Johnny Pesky.
I think it is.
I think it's Johnny. Philadelphia and Florida. Jorge Soler on the All-Star team? Yeah, he should be. He homered at his sacrifice fly. Marlins beat the Phillies 5-3. 13th game road winning streak. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're doing great on the road. So, and they have one more game to go out in style.
Luis Arraez didn't start, but added a pinch hit RBI. He's now batting .388.
Yeah, okay. I don't like how every single game they let us know what Luis Arraez batting average is.
Leave him alone.
Just get over it for now. We know the guy has the best batting average in baseball. It's going to go up and down a couple every day. You read about a game from this team.
That's just stupid. Put De La Cruz on the
AJ Puck got his 15th save, but he was having a couple of really bad days.
Yep.
He had consecutive blown saves. Christian Pache, he had a run-scoring double, and
Trey Turner hit a solo home run.
Yeah, but he needs to steal some bases, or I'm going to have to give King Turd some beer.
Suarez gave up 4 runs, 8 hits, walks in 5 1/3. How about that? Pittsburgh and Arizona, and you mentioned Corbin Carroll. Many people thought Carroll should be out until after the All-Star game. Give him a chance to rest. But no, I like this kid. He bounced back, and he played the following day. He singled with the bases loaded in the 10th to give Arizona 3-2 win over Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that was a great end of the game. These, when you talk about playing young people over old and against older people, these youngsters are so much more aggressive, really, and fun to watch.
Does anybody have an idea for the next All-Star game? Who should it be? Over 30 against under 30? I love that. Love it. Alec Thomas homered to tie it in the 8th. Okay? And then singled in the tying run in the 10th. against All-Star David Bednar. There's got to be another way also to pick these All-Stars. There's going to be more new players, more substitutions than there will be players who were voted. Mitch Keller gave up 1 hit in 7 innings. Final start. He'll be at the All-Star game.
Threw 99 pitches, but he walked 5. You can't overlook these walks, dude.
But Arizona, here's what they did. They matched their win total, 52, for the entire 2021 season, and they did it in the 90th game. And Carroll, first rookie
Ever,
with at least 15 homers and 25 stolen bases before the All-Star break.
18 homers and 26 steals, okay?
Wow,
for
and
real.
Sawinski has struck out looking 5 times in the first 2 games. The Pirates were 20 and 18 on 29th of April, but now, since then, 20 and 41.
You don't usually see a lot of players striking out looking. They try to hit the ball for the most part. They usually, unless they're a pitcher, they usually don't just stand there.
Hopefully tomorrow the chat room will be full. Andy's going to find out what the hell's going on, but maybe we see if we can do it.
All I can do is update and make sure that the stuff is updated, and that's it.
Okay.
So,
you can't call the chat room people?
I can go there and chat with them.
Yeah, you can. Atlanta and Tampa, go.
All right.
Spencer Strider was great during a personal 7-game winning streak, but he decided he's not going to be on the All-Star team. Atlanta has won 20 of 22.
Yeah, they're very good. Strider, McClanahan, and Gallen are the only 11-game winners in baseball.
Yep.
And Strider just crushing it. He's 7-0 in his last 8 starts, and he's got 166 strikeouts already. He's on pace for 300.
Sean Murphy homered for the 3rd straight game, a career best for the Atlanta catcher. And I got to tell you, Murphy 2-run homer was the decisive blow on Friday night, and he is just. They didn't think he was going to get a lot of time with Travis d'Arnaud, but hasn't worked out that way for d'Arnaud owners.
Well, yeah, not at all.
The Braves have homered in every outing since June 11th. That's great.
They got just 4 hits yesterday, and they've scored 8 runs in their last 5 games.
Wow.
Did you say that already?
No, I did not say that. I mean, if I did...
Josh Lowe was placed on the family emergency list, which is very maddening.
Oh, okay.
And we'll see what happens with there. But he's not hurt, which is the good news. Elder goes against Eflin. Eflin is 9-4.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's great.
He's your boy. Seattle and Houston.
Yeah, Martin Maldonado comes through in the clutch for the Astros. He hit a tie-breaking solo home run in the 8th, and the Astros beat the Mariners 3-2. It was pretty much tied. Not a lot of scoring going on in this game.
Yeah, Maldonado was 0 for 21, but he broke out. Ryan Presley got his 20th save, so he's doing pretty good.
The Astros got their 50th win.
Yep, and that's...
The Mariners were 2 for 8 with runners in scoring position, and they stranded 10 runners.
Framber Valdez was back. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts.
Do you like this Brian Wu kid?
Brian Wu! 3 hits, 2 runs.
Do it again.
He had a tough first inning. I'm not doing it again.
Do it again.
I'm not.
Say Brian Woo.
Woo. Jose Gritty. I can't. This is the guy's name I can't pronounce. Okay. Scheduled to throw a 2-inning simulated
Then he's
going
to go on rehab at AAA
and
Sugarland.
Jordan Alvarez took batting practice. And finally, the Angels, who are not playing today. Who knows why? But they played the Dodgers. The Dodgers ended the first half with I guess the Dodgers are not playing either.
No, that's right.
Something must be going on in L.A. Mookie Betts, 10th leadoff homer. The Dodgers held into the All-Star break. Season high, 13 games over 500, and they are leading half game behind Arizona.
Ohtani hit his major league leading 32nd homer. All right, he also got a triple. He leads the MLB in triples too. It was his 6th triple. So, amazingly enough, he came a double away from the cycle.
And Max Muncy led off with his 21st homer. Reed Detmers,
Yeah, he
forget
didn't have
about
a good.
it.
He did not have a good day.
Did not have a
Reed Detmers blew up on his birthday, by the way.
Oh, it was a
He
disaster.
hit Vargas Muncy and Miguel Rojas. He also hit the home plate umpire, Will Little, and he gave up 7 runs and 6 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 1.
And finally, Joey Adele left the game after his first at bat. He's got an oblique injury.
Freeman has hit his 17th homer.
Anthony Rendon back on the bench with a shin injury. Taylor Ward, tight groin. Did you ever have a tight groin?
Maybe they have too many injuries.
My
to play
groin
today.
right now is very tight. What do I do?
The split.
Not sure if Clayton Kershaw will return for the first road series after the break. And one more game. I didn't see this game. The Mets. Blake Snell was great.
I should mention Matthew Batten. Okay, he got his first home run in the majors yesterday, but at the AAA this season, he's got. I gotta make this bigger. Hold on.
What are you talking about? My groin?
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got. I got all messed up on my tablet.
Yeah, she's trying to make my
Just a
groin
minute.
bigger.
I did some studying on this Mount Batten guy. Okay.
Go ahead.
He's got 10 home runs and 27 stolen bases
Where?
at the minors this year at
okay.
AAA.
All right.
So it looks like he could steal some bases, but he is 28 years old, so he's not one of these young superstars coming up. He got a home run yesterday, and he also plays all over the place. He played in the minors. He's played 20 games at second, 50 games at shortstop. He also plays third base, and the depth charts at RotoWire have him listed also as a left fielder. So it looks like he could play all kinds of positions. Now you look at the depth chart for the Padres, and you have Kim out because he got all pissed off and he punched or kicked something in the clubhouse and jammed his toe.
Well,
all right, so this guy Batten to me seems like he might get another chance, and I'm not guaranteeing anything here, but the Padres could sure use a little mix it up some, and if this guy could steal some bases and hit some homers, that would be good.
that's right. Andrea set me straight. And, of course, Blake Snell. I was watching Snell. Overpowering fastball. Great off-speed. He allowed one hit.
Samad Taylor's back.
There you go.
What a nightmare
Thank
he is.
you. By the way, we're going to get the chat room fixed. Thanking you all for all your support. Snell had his 5th double-digit strikeout game of the season, all in his past 6 starts. Josh Hader got his 21st save.
I like this matchup right now, the Mets against the Padres.
Yeah, it could be very exciting.
Tonight you get to see Max Scherzer against Joe Musgrove. So that should be a good matchup. I don't know. I need Macho Man to get it together.
Thank you to Big Al and the Prowl, Chris from Cambridge, Chris Gallo, Danny Fuller, Jeremy George, Jay Gibbs, Joey Meneses. Go to the chat room. You got Danny Fuller, SM King Turd. You got Chris Gallo. You got a ton of people in the chat room, and I'm sorry we got who else? We got Danny Fuller, Star Dogs in the chat room. Power is in the chat room. Danny Fuller, Post 1958's in the chat room.
Okay, that's good enough.
No, I got to say hello to everybody because everybody has been fantastic. Thank you. All right, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Triple Play, unbelievable. Triple Play said that he tried to log in and it wouldn't let him.
All-Star Dog is here.
Star Dog is here. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Big Al is here.
We got a great week coming up, in spite of the fact that there'll be no games.
Thank you all. We will still have something to say, right?
We'll have. You think so? Try and shut me up, okay. But get De La Cruz in the All-Star game. Thanks, everybody.